Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Hot Joe and the Ranko Show, episode 29. What is today? Today is July the 23rd. It is 74 degrees outside. It is sunny right now, but we're supposed to get some rain here in a little bit, looking out the weather window. All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. We got a lot to get to today. It's going to be kind of a free form, off the hip. The world is, it's times like these that this is going to sound terrible, but it's times like these I'm really glad I don't have children. I know I have a lot of people listen to the show and watch the show that have kids, and I pray for their future and what kind of world they're going to grow up in, because it really, really freaks me out. So, we've got people rioting everywhere. We've got coronavirus. We've got, it just seems like things are just up in arms all the way around. So I'm just going to cover some of the top things. I got my computer open here to a few different things. And so we're going to look at it, just kind of what's going on. But first of all, this is something I personally want to say. I believe that America is the greatest country on the face of the earth. And I'll tell you why, because there's not another country that offers the kind of freedoms that we offer in this country. I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, yeah, but it's messed up. Yeah, of course, every country's messed up. There's not a country that doesn't have things that aren't wrong with it. The deal is, in this country, if you want to get in your car, and I live in Tennessee, but if I wanted to drive to New York or California, I don't need to call anybody. I don't need to tell anybody. I don't need to take my passport with me. I just get in my car and I drive, and I go from state to state to state without, as long as I'm not breaking the laws. If I'm breaking the laws, then, obviously I deserve to get a ticket or arrested or whatever. But we are free to travel. You are free in this country to do whatever you want. So, I'm not going to get in the black-white thing, because it's a non-recoverable hole to get into. The only thing I will say about it is there are a lot of people of color, and I'm not saying just black people of color in this country, that do a lot better than I do. That make a lot more money than I do, that are a lot more successful than I am. Millions of people who do better than I do, and I feel like I do okay, right? So I have a good life. I enjoy my life. But there are a lot of people that have a lot more advantages and a lot more resources than I do. So that's why I think America's great. I think you can come here and you can do whatever you want. There's people that I know that I meet all the time that have come here from other countries, and they are like, man, this is the greatest country in the world. You can come here, you can do anything, because they're talking from a reference from the country they came from. Okay? I've talked to a store owner who I know, and, in their country, if you're gay, they throw you off a building and kill you. That seems pretty bad, right? So I think we've gotten bogged down in the problems of this country, which there are problems. We all know this, right? But I think we've got bogged down in certain things, and we literally can't see the forest for the trees, but it's literally whoever shouts the loudest gets heard. But for the most part, this country has given more freedoms and more liberties to more people, men and women and people of color, than any other country in the world. We're the only country that you truly have free speech. Well, okay, so this is going to open another bag of worms, but we are guaranteed free speech by our Constitution. If you live in England and you say something on Facebook about people, you can get arrested in England. This happens. People will say things on Facebook or whatever, and they get in trouble. And that's England, right? So if Google it, if you don't believe me, it's fine. So one of my friends posted this on Facebook, and I just thought it was a fantastic thing. And I won't mention any last names, but his first name's Kevin. And he said, 1,000% agree with this, whoever wrote this. We are the silent majority. We get no airtime. We don't burn things down or tear things up. We go to work and support our families. We love America. We want to protect the unborn. We salute the flag. We sing the Star Spangled Banner. We respect law enforcement and obey the law. We appreciate the military. We are the very backbone of this country, but we are invisible until we vote. And you can bet that come November, we will be heard. It will be deafening. The silent majority. So this is something I truly believe in. Hey, you know what? Let's take a break. Have some coffee. I forgot to do that. I just got jacked and jumped in here. So we're having a little hot Joe this morning. And it's really hot this morning. But it's good. All right. So this kind of throws me into, I'm trying to look down my list here because I had so much stuff in my head that I was just like, so it just amazes me that we talk about free speech and everybody wants to, and I'm going to make some generalizations, so don't freak out. It's the only way I can. So you say left, right, A, B, whatever. So the left's platform has been, we want freedoms. We want everybody to get along. We want everybody to be treated the same. We want equality, right? We want all those things. The problem is, now this isn't everybody on the left, but and there's problems on the right too. So don't think I'm just like right's right all the time, because it's not, because there's far right people that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But the left right now is like, shut up. I don't want to hear you. Whatever you say is BS. And if you have this protest, they're allowed to speak, but I'll get to it in a little bit. But in Portland, there was a pro-cop rally, and they got attacked and forced off the stage and beat up and everything because they're not allowed to have their point of view. Only one side's allowed to have their point of view, and then the other ones just beat you up. So it brought me to an interesting thing. One of my friends, Jennifer, posted something on Facebook, and she said, basically, she was like, why is it that, and it was along these same lines, why is it that if the right says something, you get attacked for it, and if the left says something, it just kind of gets left alone? So, for instance, I'm sorry, my throat's kind of clogged up today. Why is it that you could put a Biden sticker on your car? No big deal. It's just going to sit there. It'll be fine. Nobody will do anything. If you put a Trump sticker on your car's probably going to get vandalized. You're probably going to get your tires slashed or a window broken out or whatever. So that's not free speech. That is literally, and this is my position. This is my show. I'm allowed to say what I want to. It's so weird how the left, who's supposed to have been this loving, encouraging, all-inclusive, has turned into this group that, like, if you say anything we don't like, we are going to destroy you. We're going to cancel culture you. If you put a Trump sticker on your car, we're going to surround you, drag you out of your car, beat the crap out of you. I mean, it's a sticker. It's just gotten to a point where I think people they've just been whipped into this frenzy, and I'm not sure they know why they are. Antifa, at this point, I truly believe Antifa should be classified as a hate group, just like the KKK. The KKK are awful. They are terrible. They're a disgusting group, but they're a hate group. Antifa is same thing. Now, I'm not talking about Black Lives Matter. I'm talking about Antifa, because here's the deal. Antifa has clipped on to Black Lives Matter, and if Black Lives Matter actually want to be legitimate, they probably need to disconnect with Antifa, because Antifa they're a Marxist / communist hate group, and they're about violence. They're not about sitting down and talking and that kind of stuff. So it's just, to me, it's a powder keg, man. It's like, can we not just sit down and have a discussion? And it just doesn't seem like we can. It seems like if you sit down at the table to have a discussion and you say one thing and then they say something and they don't agree with it, you're going to get bashed in the head. I mean, it's just, all right. So let's, sorry, I don't want to, I'm trying not to rant, but it's, everything in the news is just, I'm serious. I'm glad I'm 50 and I won't be here this much longer. I mean, I love life and I love, the things I do, and I love the life I've created for myself. But I'll just be honest with you. It's the fact that people just cannot get along and have a dialogue it's ridiculous. It's just gotten to the point where I don't know what the answer is, because I don't feel like the rioting and the things we see, I don't think now there's protesters, and I keep hearing people say, well, they're mostly peaceful protesters. And I heard the analogy and I thought it was really interesting. It was like, well, yeah, I mean, O.J. Simpson was mostly peaceful the day he killed his wife, but it was just right there at the end where he was not peaceful. It's just every one of these protests, every one of them, once the sun goes down, Antifa moves in, and it turns in from a peaceful protest into destruction and just tearing things up. And now people are getting pissed off because Trump has sent in federal troops, which he should, because federal property is being torn up. And we've got a bunch of, unfortunately, liberal mayors who don't want to do anything about it. So let's look at this article, which I thought was interesting. Mayor of Portland tear gassed by federal agents. And I love the headlines because they write them so they're loaded. And this is from Fox 17 Nashville. So let's get into that. So Fox local. Okay, so there's Fox and then there's Fox local. Okay, so Fox local stations have started to swing towards the liberal side. So Fox 17 here in Nashville is owned by Sinclair Broadcasting Group. So Sinclair Broadcasting Group owns 59 Fox affiliates, 41 ABC affiliates, 30 CBS affiliates, and 25 NBC affiliates. So more and more and more and more. The headlines on Fox New. Now, this is not Tucker Carlson Fox. This isn't Hannity Fox. This is your local Fox station. Has become so much more liberal in their reporting. So Mayor of Portland tear gas by federal agents heckled off the streets. Okay. So it basically goes in. So Mayor Ted Wheeler is mayor of Portland, Oregon. So he basically went into this crowd, and it says, let's see, before turning over PA system microphone to them, the mayor told protesters that President Trump's order to send federal officers to the city was unconstitutional, which is not. We know that. I can't remember the article that allows when you have federal property being damaged to send in and deputize federal troops. Some of my friends can probably tell me that are federal agents. And said he met with protesters estimated to the number of about 1,000 near the Justice Center on the federal courthouse, where demonstrators have gathered for nearly 60 straight nights. The locations have become flashpoints as protesters, Portland police, and federal officers have at times clashed. Wheeler said, "I stand with you no matter what. We're demanding that the federal officers leave. It's an unconstitutional occupation." It said, I was trying to find the point. It said one protester asked Wheeler whether he supported abolishing the Portland Police Bureau. His response was that he did not. Boos erupted from the group surrounding the mayor. So it's just, it's crazy to me that you as a mayor would be okay. I'm not talking about protesting. Protesting is one thing. I'm talking about destroying property and just allowing this asshattery that's going on. And people are like, oh, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. I'm sorry, when you destroy taxpayer dollar things that's not your right. You can get upset and you can be upset about things, but you don't have the right to go tear things down. And when you start tearing into federal courthouses, you should expect a federal response. And I think what a lot of these people don't realize is the ones that are getting arrested, it's a federal offense. It's not good. All right. So, all right, let's move on from that one. Sorry. I'm trying not to just rant, but there's so much. So I also wanted to see this. So I just Googled, because everybody started jamming on Trump the other day. All right, let's make something clear. There's two things people have said on comments that I need to clear up. Coronavirus. I totally believe it's real. I totally believe it's killing people. I think the numbers are ridiculous. Never said it. If I get coronavirus and die, I don't want anybody saying, well, he didn't believe in it. I totally believe in it. I think it kills people every day. I'm saying the numbers and the way we're counting it are horse crap. So, and here's the other thing is I am not a staunch Trump supporter. There's things I like about him. There's things I want to literally take his phone and throw it out the window and say, dude, shut up. Please just govern the country and stop tweeting. All right. So that being said, here we go. So I guess Trump had said the other day that, let's see, we have a record positive rating on crime, a record positive rating on crime this year. This is a quote from him. You hear about certain places like Chicago. You hear about what's going on in Detroit and other cities. All Democrat run. Every one of them is Democrat run. The 20 worst, the 20 most dangerous are Democrat run. Quick fact check shows that Trump is at least mostly correct. One ranking says top 20 most dangerous city are run by 18 Democrat mayors and 2 mayors that were elected in nonpartisan races. All right, so let's just shoot the numbers here. Number 1, Detroit. Violent crime rate per 1,000 residents is what all these are rated at. So it's 20.0. Odds of being a victim, 1 in 50. Mayor Michael Edward Duggan, Democrat. So, and these are in order of odds of being a victim and violent crime. So, number 1, Detroit, Democrat mayor. Memphis, Tennessee, Democrat mayor. Birmingham, Alabama, Democrat mayor. Baltimore, Democrat mayor. Flint, Michigan, Democrat mayor. St. Louis, Democrat. Danville, Illinois, nonpartisan election. Saginaw, Michigan, nonpartisan election. Wilmington, Delaware, Democrat. Camden, New Jersey, Democrat. Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Democrat. Missouri, Democrat. That's Kansas City, Missouri. San Bernardino, California, Democrat. Alexander, Louisiana, Democrat. Little Rock, Arkansas, Democrat. Cleveland, Tennessee. Cleveland just says Cleveland. Democrat. Milwaukee, Democrat. Stockton, California, Democrat. Monroe, Louisiana, Democrat. Chester, Pennsylvania, Democrat. So that's the top 20 and 18. Why is that? Can somebody explain that to me? I don't understand. And I was looking at the stats one day of when was the last time in all these cities was a Republican elected, and it's some of them go back to like the 1800s. It's insane. You're like, what? So anyway, I'm trying to look through my messages because I don't want to miss stuff. Here's the deal. The election's coming up. I don't think Trump's going to win, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why, because I think he's gotten to the point where he's alienated so many people and he won't shut up and he won't just run the country. It's just too much. It was fine for a while and then it just kept being too much and too much and too much. And I think the Democrats know that. And so that's why they put Sleepy Joe in. I mean, that guy has got serious mental problems. He's in mental decline. If you don't believe me, and I'm not talking about all the little videos that have been put together, just go back and watch statements and things he said. He's in cognitive decline. There's no doubt about it. you can't deny, if you watch somebody who speaks like that, it's crazy. I mean, some of the stuff he says, watch the pool speech where he's talking about kids rubbing the hair on his legs, and I like kids jumping on my lap and blah blah blah, and roaches, and it's like, it's insane. Like, it's crazy to listen. You're like, does this dude need to be committed? So he said that he wants a woman of color. So let me tell you what, if I was a Democrat Party strategist, I'm going to tell you what I would do. If woman of color, regardless of whether they're, he's just said, I'm going to pick a woman of color. So it doesn't matter if they're, I guess, qualified or whatever. But if it was me, I would say get Michelle Obama. Because in 6 months, you're probably going to be mentally incapable of actually being president. So then Michelle Obama goes in, first woman president and black president. So there you go. Because Joe Biden was not going to be able to handle the pressure of being president. I think he's going to. We all see what the presidency does to people. Look at Barack Obama. When he came into office, he looked great and vibrant and young. When he left, it's gray haired. It looked like he got hit by a truck. It happens to everybody. I just don't think Joe Biden has the mental capacity to do it. And again, don't take my word for it. Go out there and look at the video of him. It's the reason they're not doing debates. If you put Biden and Trump on a stage for a 2-hour debate, Biden doesn't make it out alive. It's literally going to be a death match. It's going to. Trump is. Look, here's the deal. Trump is the ultimate troll. That dude can, if he wants to bury you, he will. And Biden would just be a punching bag. It would literally be awful. And the Democrat Party knows that. So that's why they're not letting Joe out of his basement. Because if you do, it's going to be ugly, man. Trump is going to just be off the top rope just over and over, and it's going to be bad. Where am I at? 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm way over. So, here's the deal. I'm a positive dude. I hate everything that's... Oh, sorry. Excuse me. There's one more thing I need to add. I saw this on the news, and it's right here. I brought it up in the New York Times right here. From Antifa to mothers and helmets, diverse elements fuel Portland's protest. Anybody else see this? The mothers of Antifa protesters showed up, and they have stuff mom and mommy written across their shirts. When I'm looking at a picture right here, leave our kids alone, whatever. It's if you're protesting and you need to call your mom mom, can you come help? I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. That's embarrassing. Woo! Antifa had to call their mom. Okay, sorry. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Look, I'm a glasses overflowing kind of guy. My life, I try to be positive in every way, shape, or form I can. I try to surround myself with positive people. If you're not a positive person, you generally don't stay in my group very long. I love everybody, black, white, green, purple, whatever you are. If you show me respect, I'll show you respect. I'll have your back. That's just the person I am. I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever. It's just a non-issue for me. I don't care. Everybody should be able to live in this country and do what you want to do and have the right to do it. What I would ask people is if you're on the right or the left, learn to be more tolerant. Learn to have a discussion. If you disagree with somebody, don't yell in their face. Don't have a discussion. Say, hey, you know what? I don't know much about that, or it's not something I believe in or whatever, but I'm willing to listen to you. I'm willing to hear your side of the story, and let's talk about it. Let's figure out a way where we can both come together in something. But right now, if you speak out, especially if you're a conservative, if you speak out, you're going to get stomped. It's just, if you're a liberal right now, you're allowed. Now, I'm not talking about left. I have plenty of Democrat friends that are very responsible people, and I have Republican friends that are very responsible and can have conversations. I'm talking about the outliers on the far right, on the far left, whatever, that just cannot have a dialogue. They just, they want to scream over each other. They want to use violence to get across what they want. And going back to federal officers going in and protecting stuff. There's a lot of people I know that are like, this is just wrong, blah, blah, blah. Look, here's the deal. You got to have law and order in this country. I mean, the people that want to defund the police and get rid of them are insane. It's just insanity. I mean, you can restructure the police. You can give them more money, get more training. I mean, I truly believe police departments, in my opinion, should be like the military. You should be training probably 25% of your time on the police force should be training. Physical training. I think you should have to do a minimum amount of sit-ups and push-ups and be able to run a mile in a certain amount of time. There ought to be a physical standard that you have to maintain to be a police officer. I think you should also know some form of martial arts that helps you detain someone easily without hurting them too badly. And if they are resisting with violent force, you have a way of defending yourself. I think there's a way through this. It swung so radically to one side that we're just seeing violence and hate and all this stuff. And I'm hoping it swings back till we get to some normalcy, because we're in real trouble, man, if we don't. I hate seeing all this division, left, right, center, whatever. I just feel like, and I know a lot of it's because it's a microscope and you're just seeing, I think most of the people in this world are great people. I think the majority of people don't want to beat each other in the head with sledgehammers and cause destruction and graffiti. I mean, you're always going to have opportunists and stuff like that. But at some point, we've got to come back to the center and come back and just figure out how to get along as a population. It's not that hard. I mean, but it's just gotten out of control. And like I said, hopefully it's going to swing back, guys. I love you guys all. I hope you have a great day. I've gone way over time. This is 28 minutes, so most people probably haven't even made it to the end of this video. If you did make it to the end of this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got a bunch of people that are watching, but they're not subscribed. So if you'll just subscribe and hit that like button, or if you dislike it, that's fine. Put a dislike in there and then click that little bell. So when I do post something, you get a notification. So with that being said, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Try to love one another. And as my pops used to say, you can't soar with the eagles if you hang out with turkeys. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.